everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am doing a Halloween themed video today. It's a little belated, but bear with me. Alright, so today's episode we are going to be doing a throwback to my old Halloween self. In 2004, damn it. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm doing a belated Halloween video today. So today's video we will be doing a homage to my old 2014 Halloween self. So today we're going to be doing a video of how I went from this, which I do every day, to this. And with today's video I will be showing you exactly what I do in a daily routine, but I will be doing it in a way that I would have done my Halloween costume then to when I am a trans woman now. Now, I get that people are a little skeptical because I look, well, this is what we wake up looking like when we don't have the money to do hair removal therapy. So just bear with me and here we go. Now that I'm all shaven, let's get started. Alright, first I'm going to start with Alright, first we're going to start with the Master Flex. Bring that in there. And what we're going to do there is we're going to spray our face, moisturize our face before we put on the primer. And then you pat it in. Now you see I'm going to do 1 squirt, 2.5, like 1.5. Now I take a thicker foundation and go over it 2 squirts, full squirts. Now with the lighter one I take 2 small squirts in order to make a particular color which matches my skin tone. Alright, now we beat the face. Alright, now we are going to do the Mousse, Matte Mousse by Dream Matte Mousse. Now we're going to use this, and I've used this a lot. Now we're going to use this, and we're going to scrape around, because I use this a lot, so I have to scrape around it. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to do one side of my face so you can see the difference in volume. Like you can see how dark it is right now. It's lightened but dark at the same time, you see? Now, watch. You'll start to see an amazing difference. You see that difference? It's lightened up, it gives a more feminine look to it. Now, I'm going to do the other side off camera. Be right back. Now everybody, we're going to work with highlighting the cheekbones. Now this is something I haven't done in a very long time, so this is going to be a first time I've done in a long time, but we're going to do a bake. Baking is what you do when you put powder on there that highlights your cheekbones, jawline, whatever. Now I'm gonna do this towards the end of this whole transformation. So here we go. Alright, so first I'm gonna use this very white, smooth skin, loose face powder by NYC. Now what I do is I shake some of it, I tap, get some of the powder into the base of the lid, and then I tap my sponge in there. Now, I usually wash my sponges, but it hasn't been a while, so they're a little brown than orange. Now here we go. Alright, so we're going to do one side of the face on camera and the other side off camera. Here we go. You see? Got a little bit more to go. Alright, and I'll be right back when I do the other side. And now that we've done that, now we're going to set the face. Now what I do when I set the face is I set all of this. Now I set this too, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this whole face and then work on the eyes. Now let's set this face. Now after you dust off the face to set all the cream powders and foundations that you've used, then you bake your face. Now this is something I haven't done in a long time, so bear with me. This is going to be different. It's probably going to do a lot of different things. I haven't done a bake with my face since 2016. And now that we've done that, now we're going to set the face. Now what I do when I set the face is I set all of this. Now I set this too, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this whole face and then work on the eyes. Now let's set this face. Now after you dust off the face to set all the cream powders and foundations that you've used, then you bake your face. Now this is something I haven't done in a long time, so bear with me. This is going to be different. It's probably going to do a lot of different things. I haven't done a bake with my face since 2016. Alright, we're going to do this side on camera and then the other side off camera. Here we go. now let's do the other side. Now I'm going to use this brown color from the City Mini palette. And I'm going to use this dark liner color, this one right here. And I'm going to use that to carve out these cheekbones. I'll do the first one on camera and then off camera. Then that'll be the last. I might let you guys know this, but here we go. All right, here we go. Now I chiseled my forehead, my cheekbones, jawline, and now we're gonna do the other side of my nose so that we do that on camera. And I usually bring it up to the eyebrow line. Right? See? I also did a line shadow from here to here to kind of give a more dramatic look. Now we're going to go to the eyes. Now, with the eyes, I used to use, for Elsa, I used different types of purple. So for the first purple I'm going to use this bluish purple right here. And I'm going to use that in the crease to create our crease. See that? Now, next I'm going to use a dark purple in order to intensify that, but also warm that area so it's not so harsh. You see? Now, I'm going to use this light purple right here to go on the lid. You see? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another brush that has no pigment or any shadow on it, and I'm going to blend those together. Make them less harsh. And now, I will do the other side off camera. Now I'm going to use something from this palette right here. I'm going to use this pinkish color right here to kind of warm up the eyes. I'm going to use this brush right here. Let's just take a moment to enjoy. Look at that pigment though. Even after you hit it a few times, still a massive amount of pigment. Now let's see what it does with the eyes. See that? Now I'll do the other eye off camera. Now that we're done with that, we're going to dust off all this extra powder, this bake that we did. Now that we're done with the powders. And you'll see just how light the skin is. Now do you see how the cheekbone pop out more? Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to focus on highlighting. Now, I didn't do that back in the day, so that's going to be something different. But first, we're going to work with liquid eyeliner. Now, with liquid eyeliner, I have a few different ones I use. But for this video, first we're going to start with this. This is from Nike. It is a Veil Liquid Liner. Alright, now let's start this eyeliner out. See, a small start. Now, I'm going to use this liner. It is kind of gray, but kind of black at the same time. It's what I use for most of my Instagram pictures, or in general for a liner. Here we go. Now, in general, I do this before I wing it because winging is a separate thing. And what I do when I wing is I start the wing out and then connect it. I think most people do that, but when I do it, I do the part that I want to get done perfectly first. See? Snatch. Now I'm going to do the other one off camera. And there you go. So now that we've got the bases down, we're going to go with highlighting. Now I use a brush like this, and I use Sugar Pill by Sugar Pill, and it's a really nice glowy type of look. And then I just now for me, I like that extra bling, but I want it to look natural as well. Now you can add just as much as you want, but as soon as you add, you know, your bronzer or whatever, it will go on top of that, so it will decrease that unnatural glow. Alright, now that we've done that, and make sure you do it here and here. That's where I like them. Now, I'm going to highlight where my nose is, so I clean off the brush and highlight. And it helps chisel out the nose, make it look smaller, or whichever you want it to do. Now, I'm going to use this to highlight the brow bone where I want it. and I'll do the other one off camera. Now, going over the eyebrows once again to fix any discoloration, I'm going to use this e.l.f. Eyebrow Kit Palette. And I'm going to use the darker shade so that it goes naturally with my eyebrows. Now, I take a good amount of that so that it spreads easily and it goes over where I have it. See the difference? A little more color, a little more neutral, because this shade is a brown, so it's not going. It kind of gives it a more natural look for an eyebrow than if you use black on black. All right, and I'll do the other eyebrow off camera. I'm going to take some of this highlighter and I'm going to put it on this brush and go over the eyes to brighten up the area a little bit. See? Alright. Now finally what we're going to do is we're going to add a neutral bronzer. Now this neutral bronzer is going to make the areas of my cheekbones blend perfectly and relieve some of that harsh darkened line that we use with the darker eyeshadow. Like me, I don't really use a lot of cream powders to do all the contouring. Because I believe it just takes away from what you're doing. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do the lips before we finally do the mascara. Now with the lips, I'm going to use something I used around the time I did my Elsa. Is Vivid Matte Liquid. Now, this is going to make my lips purple, but then I'm going to lighten them up with some red lipstick. Alright, here we go. Dip in again, because this particular brand, as pretty as it is and as pigmented as it does take two for one lid to the other. Looks like we're going in for a third time. Hopefully this does the charm. Alright, and now we're going to go with a regular lipstick to go on top of that to make it a little less purple and make it a little bit more violet. See? Makes tons of difference. And now we're going to do mascara. Now I use CoverGirl Extract of Eyelights, which is in the shade brown. Now this one highlights brown eyes. So if you're going to use something to try to draw people into your eyes, this is the mascara to use. Now, I don't use just that. I use this Plastique High Impact Mascara as well. Now, I use this to volumize them before I make my eyes more noticeable. Alright, here we go. Alright, now we're going to dip in again to get that full volume on this eye. Now, ever since I started my hormones, I haven't needed fake eyelashes to go on top of everything, so now we're just going to use the Eye Extract Light. Voila. And now we're going to add my Rose from MAC blush. We're going to use that same brush that we used earlier. Now what I'm going to do differently is I'm also going to take this nude heavily wear bronzer and mix the two so that see how natural it looks on the face. Now I'm going to go underneath the lips to kind of volumize them a little bit. Now what you do is you take a brush, you wipe off all that eyeshadow or highlighter or whatever, and I'm going to go back into that dark brown, and we're going to go underneath the lip. You see? Lips look much bigger. Alright, now what we're going to do is throw on the wig and costume, and I'll be right back. And this is the final production. So basically, I don't really fit this anymore, but this is what my look looks like. Alright, so the difference from then and now, I've gotten a little better at the contouring, making the face feminine. Costume still kind of fits, not as well as it did back in 2014, but I got one thing that still sticks with me. He doesn't do cameras. Well, anyway, so I have a sponsor this week from Hush Hair, which is going to be down in the description. You can get 10% off for any of your purchases, so get that down in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!